Tanya, you are a foresight practitioner specializing in scenario planning, horizon scanning, scenario for risk management. What is the place of scenario planning in systems innovation? And maybe you could do this by giving us, or you could talk about it in relation to your work, Tanya.
Thank you, Arsene. Just firstly, to just say off the bat how wonderful this initiative is and how happy I am that it's happening. It's been a long time coming, and in a funny sort of way, these strange times that we're in is probably the best time to have this, isn't it? Let's get down to business. In the sense that scenario planning is a tool, it's a method, it's an approach. And it's the most well-known, most used futures foresight tool. Okay, so everybody here, I think, has known about scenario, and we have an expert practitioner in the audience as well, Chantal Ilbery. So it really is all about, it's something, it gives us a way of using in inverted commas the future, of imagining different futures and exploring the future. And to link with what Marilisa said, it's extremely powerful when one uses it as a tool to help imagine preferred futures. So sort of really conjuring up, how would we like things to be, given that we're surrounded by these really, really complex problems reaching across, and they're contextual, they're very contextual. You know, right at the beginning today, trauma was mentioned. You know, that is contextual. So scenario planning is a tool of how to explore the future, how to imagine it, how things could be different. But, and this is a big but, you don't do it for the sake of doing it. You do it for the sake of intervening in today. It helps you to make better decisions and make better choices in the present. And that boils down to change. And that is where the intersection of scenario planning specifically is with systems innovation. It's about change. So even though systems, if you want to be academic about this, even though systems thinking and futures thinking are separate disciplines, there's this huge, big overlap. So it's about change, and I'll come back to that when my 5 minutes are done, which they're nearly done. I'll stick to time here. So, you know, systems thinking is essentially a fundamental perspective of future studies. So anybody that does foresight or strategic foresight of futures and doesn't have a systems thinking lens or paradigm, I'm going to be bold about this, is quite frankly doing bad futures work. So it's about having that big picture view and about engaging with inherently dynamic, interdependent, complex whole systems, which is what futures people should be doing. And that's essentially what systems innovation and systems thinking people are doing. So, you know, just to close the loop with regard to the change thing, you know, scenarios explore these alternative futures and they help us re-perceive the present. And they're a way of structuring complexity. And good scenarios work explores the underlying patterns of change. And that's where the systems thinking comes in and where it's so incredibly valuable. Because, you know, so much of how we picture the present and the future, we tend not to understand the deeper structure that is actually causing things to be the way they are. And that is where systems thinking and systems innovation is so super, super valuable.